What's up, fellas? This is for all my fellow Infiniti owners. I wanted to post a quick review on this disc brake set that I purchased just recently. It was back in September. It's now December 30th, and I wanted to just give a quick description of how things went with the salespeople. I do like the product so far. I haven't seen any cracks or anything. I'm going to be pulling the wheels off the car here in a minute to take a look at them. And one of the things that concerned me was the disc brakes are said to be ceramic. So I was concerned as to whether or not I was going to get a bunch of dust on my tires, seeing as how these are black ceramic pads. So what we're going to do is pull the wheels off, take a look at these things, and see if we're getting any of them hairline cracks that emanate from those cooling vents. Because that's one of the common problems with some of these cheap disc brakes. These were only 217 bucks for the set, which was kind of unnerving. Ceramic pads are very expensive, but these were really cheap, and I was concerned. But I got to tell you, as far as the stopping power and all that goes, they stop great. These pads have a lot of stick. I haven't had them go slick on me as in a really intense stop. There's a couple of exits in my area where I have had cars where if you hit the brakes too hard, they would just go slick on you, like they just got overheated, and you would lose your brakes basically. I have not been able to do that to these pads. Not that I've tried, but they are a pretty good pad so far. Great stopping power. I like the feel of them. They've got a lot of grab. Someone left a comment mentioning that they didn't like the way they felt, like they weren't grabbing. I don't agree with that comment. I'll try and find that comment, but I'm going to post an update a year later when the warranty is expired on these. I purchased these, I believe, in September. So September of next year, I'm going to post another video to see if we're getting any of those hairline cracks. But anyway, let's pull the tires off and take a look at these things after 2 months. And as I said, there are some exits by my house where some extreme braking is required sometimes. There are times where you have to hit 80 miles an hour to get off onto the exit. As stupid as that sounds, there's a high flow on-ramp right next to an exit, and you just sometimes have to gun it, give it everything you got to get on that exit, and then you got to lock your brakes up damn near. So these things have been tortured pretty good, so we're going to take a look at them. So here's the rim. As you can see, there is no black brake dust powder, which I was really worried about. That's just some other type of scum. That's not really, it's black on camera, but it doesn't look black here. Looks kind of like a salty white. There are the rotors. You see, they do have kind of a brownish tinge to them, which I don't know how much I like that. I don't know that that's really rust. I think that's just because of the color of the pads. So they're not shiny, and they don't get shiny. Like, this isn't just from sitting. I'll take another video of them pretty soon here, and we'll take another look at them, but I'm pretty sure they stay this kind of a brown color, which doesn't really bother me too much. I would rather they were shiny, because that was kind of the whole point of buying some cool rotors, was to make them match the rims a little bit. And yet I get this bit of a rusty hue that never seems to come off. And I don't know if that's part of the disc brake coating, but like I said, when it comes to performance, these things do damn good. So I'm not complaining at all. I'm not really in it for the aesthetics. The reason I like these rotors is because they have the cooling vents, and they have those notches there. I think those notches help remove that little layer of debris, that's that film of brake pad, the microscopic film. It acts kind of like a ball bearing effect when you get that little bit of dust in there. I think that helps throw that dust out. I don't know for sure, that's total speculation, but it's got to be good for something like that, right? The air holes, I like the fact it has the air holes. I don't know how much that actually promotes cooling, but that was my reasoning behind purchasing these rotors. So I'm going to pull this tire off and we'll get a light on it and we'll take a better look. I just wanted to show you how I don't have any noticeable black residue on my rims. Now, oddly enough, the back rotor has a bit of a shine to it. Maybe I'm just stuck in some kind of rust cycle that I haven't been able to rub off yet. Yeah, see, the back one's got a nice chrome shine to them. They're the same brake pads. That's weird. Yeah, when you look at the front, though, they just got that rusty, dull luster. I'll try and get some footage of them cleaned up. Maybe I'll go out and run the brakes or something and see if maybe that is just a rust layer from driving in wet weather, because it has been kind of nasty out. So if that is a thing for you, I wanted to show you this. If you're totally in it for the looks, you might not like that about these rotors. I'll leave a comment in the video in a few days to see if this rust clears up. If it does, I might even post a small clip. But if you're in it totally for the aesthetics, these rotors might not be for you, because they're just not the shiny chrome that I wanted. They certainly don't have the iridescent look of the high dollar ones, which are beautiful. I think they're like 500 bucks a piece though, or something crazy, so I ain't going there. But yeah, let's pull these tires off, take a look at one of them. So here are these rotors after 2 months. They have a 1-year warranty. I'm not sure what that black, that's just rust. So maybe these things do shine up in dry weather, I don't know. But I can tell you this, if too much more of that rust gets on that, these things will be stained up pretty good. The whole purpose of buying these was because they're somewhat aesthetic, but I mostly got them for performance. But if you were looking at a set of these and were considering buying them, you're looking at a set of these babies that's only 2 months old. I don't think I'd like it. I think next time I might spring for something cost a little bit more. I don't know. I guess you're probably going to see this kind of corrosion no matter what, when you got two different metals in contact with each other in salty environments. Kind of makes you wonder why they don't put some kind of thin plastic shim or some high temp material shim right there to stop that bimetal reaction. But anyway, I'm not seeing any hairline cracks or anything like that. Definitely not happy with the rust. That's kind of bogus. So I guess you should expect that. I don't know. I don't know enough about rotors. Anyway, my purpose of getting in here is putting some of this stuff back together that I've got flopping all over the place. So I just wanted to do a quick review on these rotors while I was inside the car. I'll leave a link in the description. If you still want to buy them, that's up to you. I don't think I'm going to buy them again based on what I'm looking at here. But if you hit the link in the description, it will take you to other sets of rims that Infiniti drivers have purchased, or other sets of rotors, I'm sorry, and brake sets. Another problem with this rotor set is it did not come with all the metallic clips and things that are needed to do the brake job. It says full kit, but like you see that stainless steel retainer and all those clips and stuff, that stuff didn't come with the kit. So you're going to want to be careful taking the old stuff off. It's not a full kit. It's missing the hardware. Typically when you buy a brake pad set, it has a little bag of hardware, and that was not present in this kit, which is another reason why I'll never buy from these people again. But as I said, that's just my opinion. You may decide to still purchase these, and if not, the link will still take you directly to other sets of rims where some reviews can be read and stuff like that. But these are definitely a thumbs down for me. All right, so I almost forgot to tell you about how the customer service went with this particular company. I called up the salesman to explain to him that I feel like they sold me some counterfeit ceramic brake pads. He, of course, as any typical salesman, tried to play me as some kind of fool, and I explained to him that I did a lot of research on the subject, and come to find out that on the website there is an epidemic of counterfeit ceramic brake pads going on right now. And I explained to him that typically ceramic brake pads are a tan color, and one of the good things about that is that the powder doesn't end up all over your rims. So if you have a car with ornamental rims and you have brake pads that are black, chances are you're going to end up with some dirty rims. So I pretty much browbeat them $50 down. They refunded me $50 because apparently he agreed with me that they did in fact sell me some counterfeit brake pads. I don't know that he agreed with me. He's probably just trying to shut me up. But another thing about these brake pads, typically ceramic brake pads of a high enough quality to be able to be called ceramic are not magnetic. You can take a magnet and stick it on these brake pads, which definitely failed the test, so to say. And come to find out, as far as the law is concerned, they can add like 2% ceramic material and call it their ceramic brake pad. Kind of the way the food industry works, where they're not really killing us. No, that's just a big conspiracy. And shit, ceramic brake pads are actually real. So anyway, long story short, they have a fantastic sales team. I gotta give them that. I would possibly do business with these guys again, even though I gave them hell on the review about their rusty brake rotors. I haven't even really hit any salt yet, so I'm kind of curious what these bad boys are going to look like. I'm definitely going to post an update when the 1 year is up, but I just wanted to get this video out there for you guys who are thinking of buying these. You need to call them first and tell them you want the entire damn kit. It says complete kit, but complete doesn't mean entire kit. The complete kit just means the brakes and rotors. The hardware, they told me, most of the customers have told them they don't want it. So apparently people have received the product, found the hardware they didn't want, took the time out of their day to get on the phone, wait online, and call these people and tell them that they don't want it. So then they stopped sending it out, was the wisdom that I was bestowed with when I asked why the hell they didn't send the hardware that is always present with any brake kit. You know, the little stainless steel shims and sliders. I don't know what you actually call those little pieces, the tabs and stuff. And there's usually some anti-seize grease, things like that. Maybe not the grease, but there's always a little package with some little metal pieces in it and the shims. I didn't get that. And so that's one thing about this company. If you're going to buy these rotors, make sure you call them and tell them that you do want the package of hardware that most customers don't want. Oh yeah, and one more thing, as far as the brakes shining back up, they did shine back up a little bit. I just apparently hadn't been driving enough to shine them to keep the pads in use, but just seems like when I looked at them the last couple of times, they had that really rusty sheen to them, but they seem like they shine back up a little bit. I'll try and get a clip of that. But as I said, I will be doing a review next September, which is about 8 months from now. So you've seen what they look like after 2 months. This ought to be kind of interesting. But as I said, they're probably not a bad set of rotors. They are drilled and slotted. I kind of misspoke earlier about the slots. Apparently the slotted brakes is something about stability, strength somehow. It wasn't what I thought it was, about removing the brake dust. So don't listen to what I'm saying right there. I had just assumed that's what the slots were on the rotors, but from what I read, it's about strength. And the drilled holes are for releasing gases that are produced and stuff like that from the brake pads and hard stops, stuff like that. So anyway, all in all, I might shop with these people again, because they did refund me for the counterfeit ceramic brake pads. They gave me my money back, so I gotta give them some credit for that. I might shop with them again. I could easily just click the button that says buy again. I'd be in business. I'd have to call and tell them I want the hardware, because some assholes have been telling them that they don't want it. So I had to use old hardware, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I polished it all up, but you know how bad some of that stuff looks when it's coming off of there. It's suitable for the trash can. That's about it. So I might shop with these guys again. It's highly unlikely, but I might. We'll see how these rotors do in a year. If these things crack at all, they're totally fired. I'm not buying rotors off of people that crack. And I have seen some clips on the internet somewhere of these drilled holes with some cracks coming out of them. But that's probably just from some 20-year-old kid stopping after doing 180 miles an hour. I don't know. What's up, fellas? It is freezing cold. Just wanted to get a quick update on them brake rotors. They do shine back up. Not sure how well you can see this. It's so bright out here I can't see a thing. But that's what you're getting for the money. And I just dried them, they might have shined a little bit more. So the rust layer did come off. I just wanted to add that in there because I said I would.